Jokic. Jokic. He's too damn good. It's not fair, all the things he can do. And, you know, he's so funny. I love the guy. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way.
I mean, he's the best player in the world. And I think our guys on our team, you know, we have 12 of the best players in the world. And I think they would all tell you he's probably the number one guy right now.
Nikola Jokic isn't your typical NBA superstar. He's rewriting the rules on what dominance looks like in today's game. As the cornerstone of the Denver Nuggets, the 7-footer has stunned fans and baffled opponents by blending classic fundamentals with a modern, all-around game. He's a center who sees the floor like a point guard, delivers passes with precision, and scores with jaw-dropping efficiency, all without needing to out-jump or outrun anyone. Jokic controls the pace like a maestro, and that's what makes him so dangerous. His impact hasn't gone unnoticed. Around the league, coaches, analysts, and former greats are struggling to find new words to describe just how special he is. Some are calling him the most skilled big man the game has ever seen. Others argue he's the top player in the world right now. One thing is clear, he's transforming how the center position is viewed and played. But what do the people who face him night after night really think? Today, we're spotlighting what some of the NBA's sharpest coaching minds have to say about the two-time MVP. One of them, JJ Redick, a former player turned coach and analyst, didn't mince words. He's the best player in the world, Redick said in a recent interview. He detailed how teams spend countless hours scheming to stop Jokic. But even with all that preparation, he still manages to take over games. When a player keeps you up at night and still dominates, that's when you know you're witnessing greatness.
Yeah, I mean, again, he leads the NBA in touches. He's going to touch the ball, and we tried to limit his touches as much as possible. Thought Rui was outstanding. He was a warrior tonight, a warrior.
That right there, that's the Jokic effect. No matter what teams throw at him, whether it's tricky defensive schemes, constant double teams, or fresh defenders, it just doesn't work. Jokic still runs the show. He slows the game down to his pace, sees every move before it happens, and always seems to make the smartest play on the court. You can try to limit his touches, switch matchups, or crowd the paint, but it won't change a thing. When the game is on the line, Jokic will find the ball, and more importantly, he'll make the right decision every single time. And JJ Redick, he didn't stop with praise. In another interview, he made his stance loud and clear. Jokic isn't just among the elite, he sits at the very top of the NBA food chain.
Let me say something.
That's not just high praise, that's a bold declaration, and JJ Redick isn't the only one saying it. Nikola Jokic has proven time and time again that he's built for the biggest moments. Whether it's raising his level in the playoffs, carrying his team through tight battles, or putting up stat lines that look like they came from a video game, he continues to deliver when it matters most. He's more than just a dominant center, more than a passing wizard in a big man's body, more than an ultra-efficient scorer. Jokic is, quite simply, the best player in the world. And if you don't agree, as Redick put it, he'll respectfully disagree with you. If there's one coach who knows just how hard it is to stop Jokic, it's Minnesota Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch. He's designed game plans against some of the greatest players the NBA has ever seen. But when it comes to Jokic, Finch doesn't pretend to have an answer. After watching Jokic dismantle his team during yet another dominant showing, Finch was honest. Sometimes, there's just nothing you can do.
I mean, you saw it. He had an MVP, best player in the world performance. I mean, it's, you know, we tried to do a bit of everything on him, and he had it all going, so we didn't really have an answer for him. And honestly, we haven't had a great one from the last couple games.
That's not just any coach waving the white flag. That's a head coach openly admitting there's no real answer. And Chris Finch isn't the only one who feels that way. Across the league, coaches are running into the same brick wall. Double team Jokic, he finds the open shooter. Guard him one-on-one, he'll punish you in the post. Try to speed up the game, he slows it down and makes it his own. Force him to score, he'll quietly drop 40 like it's just another night at the office. There's no perfect strategy, just different ways to lose. Even Greg Popovich, a coaching legend who's game planned against the likes of Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and Steph Curry, can't help but admire what Jokic brings to the table. In one interview, Popovich delivered a line that perfectly sums up the Jokic experience, a description only someone with decades of basketball wisdom could give.
He makes me smile. He has a lot of fun out there, and he's unorthodox, and he doesn't look the part.
It's exactly what makes Jokic such a rare breed in today's NBA. He breaks the superstar mold entirely. He's not built like Giannis. And he doesn't overpower defenders like Shaq. He's not blowing past anyone like LeBron. And he's not pulling up from the logo like Steph. In fact, half the time, it doesn't even look like he's moving that fast. But somehow, he's always 2 steps ahead. Jokic dominates not through brute strength or flashy highlights, but with his basketball IQ, his vision, his timing, his ability to read and manipulate defenses. It's chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He elevates everyone around him, turning good players into great ones with a single pass. Even Greg Popovich, one of the sharpest minds in basketball history, can't help but be in awe. In fact, he's said as much, not only praising Jokic's skill set but making it crystal clear. This guy isn't just special, he's in a class of his own.
I don't think anybody can.
And this isn't just anyone talking. It's Greg Popovich, a 5-time NBA champ and one of the smartest coaches the game has seen. When asked if he's using Jokic as a blueprint for Victor Wembanyama, Pop just shrugged. Why? Because how do you teach what can't be taught? Jokic isn't just talented. He's a basketball unicorn. His game is so unique, even the best coaches can't explain it. Popovich, never one to hand out easy compliments, took it a step further in another interview, comparing Jokic to an all-time legend.
He's too damn good. It's not fair, all the things he can do. And, you know, he's so funny. I love the guy. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way. But talk about skills and anticipation and decisions. He's fantastic. Great hands. Scores in every which way, involves all his teammates.
Popovich didn't just praise Jokic, he put him in the same breath as Larry Bird, one of the smartest, most skilled, and fiercely competitive players the game has ever seen. And honestly, the comparison fits perfectly. Like Bird, Jokic isn't the most athletic guy on the floor, but he's almost always the smartest. He controls the game with his mind, delivers passes others don't even see, and scores from every angle imaginable. And no matter how dominant he is, he never makes it all about himself. His teammates are always part of the spotlight. Popovich has coached against every type of superstar, but his praise for Jokic hits differently. Because this isn't just one of the league's best players. This is a once-in-a-generation basketball mind, the kind you might only see once. And when former NBA champion coach Doc Rivers starts comparing you to Magic Johnson, that's more than a compliment. That's confirmation you're changing the way the game is played.
He's one of those guys, Magic Johnson type, that he makes his whole team better immediately. Everybody that plays on the floor. I would be scared if I was a GM to sign a player from the Denver Nuggets, because you really, he makes them that much better. And so you're trying to evaluate, well, if we take him, will this guy be that good?
That's not just praise, it's a warning to every NBA executive. Because Nikola Jokic doesn't just dominate games on his own. He lifts everyone around him, and that's exactly what made Magic Johnson legendary. If you play alongside Jokic, the game gets easier. You get cleaner looks, more room to operate, and often end up looking better than you ever have. Just ask Aaron Gordon, once a streaky scorer in Orlando, now one of the most efficient forwards in the league. Or Bruce Brown, who turned into a vital two-way piece in Denver and cashed in during free agency. Michael Porter Jr., he gets wide-open shots just by running the floor, thanks to Jokic's timing and vision. That's what makes Jokic so special. Like Magic, he is the system. He's not just a brilliant individual talent. He's an offensive engine that powers an entire team, and one that's nearly impossible to shut down. So when Doc Rivers compares Jokic to Magic Johnson, he's not just talking about flashy passes. He's pointing to one of the greatest offensive leaders we've ever seen. And Rivers isn't alone. Rick Carlisle, another NBA lifer with decades of experience, from player to championship coach, has seen it all. He's designed defenses to stop the best of the best. But when it comes to game planning for Jokic, even he admits it's a completely different challenge. After watching Jokic pick his team apart, Carlisle summed it up in just one sentence. A sentence that said everything.
Yeah, I mean, he had 18 points and 19 assists. And, Miles is picking up full court. So they do some things unconventionally because of his unconventional abilities and skills and talent.
Think about it. 18 points and 19 assists. Most players doing either one have had a great night. Jokic did both. Effortlessly, and Rick Carlisle wasn't even shocked. That's how routine Jokic's brilliance has become. Carlisle explained that Jokic forces teams to abandon the usual game plan. Traditional bigs dominate in specific ways. Shaq with power, Duncan with fundamentals, Garnett with versatility. Jokic, he's different. He dribbles up the court like a guard, throws outlet passes like a quarterback, and controls the game with his brain. Carlisle even said his center, Miles Turner, had to pick up Jokic full court, something you almost never see. You can't double him. You can't sag off. You can't switch a smaller defender. No matter what you try, he figures it out. That's why coaches like Carlisle have run out of answers. Even Chauncey Billups, a finals MVP known for outsmarting opponents, admitted it. After watching his team try everything, Billups simply said, "There's nothing you can do."